Safety. It's the comforting blanket you wrap around your finances. The fortress you think you've built to shield yourself from chaos. But here's the twist: that fortress? It's made of sand. You believe in a strategy that feels bulletproof, but it's more like a self-inflicted financial mirage. The concept of financial safety is seductive. It whispers sweet nothings about security, stability, and predictability. Yet, beneath this veneer lies the harsh truth: safety is often an illusion. The real world doesn't play by your rules of comfort. The safety strategy is a high-stakes gamble on stagnation. It lulls you into complacency, blinding you to opportunities. In your quest to avoid danger, you invite it in different forms. Think you're playing it safe? Think again. Your brain's comfort bias is cashing checks it can't cover. Welcome to the paradox of safety, where the risk you fear becomes your daily companion. Let's dissect the internal protocol you think you're running. You believe your discipline keeps you safe. That hoping for luck is beneath you. But discipline? It's a mirage when wrapped in safety's cloak. It's not discipline, it's a fear response disguised as prudence. Loss aversion kicks in, whispering, "Better the devil you know." But that's not discipline, it's a glitch. Your brain defaults to a survival mode that avoids perceived threats. And luck? It's sidelined, seen as unreliable. Yet, the real glitch is ignoring the randomness that can be your ally. The brain loves predictable patterns, even when they lead to a dead end. It clings to the false certainty of the known path. Welcome to the glitch, where your brain's safety dance is a rigid routine of avoidance. You're not disciplined, you're trapped in a loop. Safety is a mirage, and your brain is the illusionist. Now, let's uncover the cost of this illusion. Over a lifetime, your safety strategy bleeds potential. It's an insidious drain, a slow leak that you barely notice until it's too late. The missed opportunities, the unrealized gains, these are the silent costs. They accumulate quietly in the background, like digital dust. Each safe decision adds to the pile of what could have been. But here's the flip: your brain's wiring isn't faulty, it's underutilized. That same wiring, when redirected, becomes a tool of strategic advantage. Safety isn't your enemy, it's your unallocated leverage. The key is not to eliminate risk but to understand it. Shift from fearing the unknown to harnessing it. Your brain is a high-tier evolutionary machine. In safety it idles. In strategy it accelerates. Welcome to the flip, where the comfort zone becomes the launch pad. Time for the protocol shift. Instead of running away from risk, start running towards understanding it. One actionable change: allocate a small percentage of your resources to calculated risks. This isn't gambling, it's strategic exploration. It's about shifting from a scarcity mindset to one of exploration. When you embrace risk, you're not inviting chaos, you're inviting growth. This shift is simple yet profound. Rewire your decision-making from avoidance to engagement. Say goodbye to the illusion of safety and hello to strategic action. This isn't about reckless abandon, it's about informed bravery. Your brain is a tool of curiosity and calculation. Use it. The new protocol: take small, deliberate steps into the unknown. Watch as the landscape of opportunity unfolds. It's not just about surviving, it's about thriving. Safety is the riskiest strategy. It's time to retire the illusion and embrace the unknown. The irony? By avoiding risk, you create it. The smart move? Leverage your brain's potential for strategic growth. Stop hiding behind the fortress of false security. Step into the world of calculated risks. Remember, safety is not the absence of risk but the presence of opportunity. The mic drop: embrace risk, unlearn safety. Your future self will thank you. Imagine your financial brain as a computer program. You think it's running on safety mode, keeping everything smoothly under control. But surprise! It's riddled with bugs labeled cognitive bias. Let's start with loss aversion. Your brain is programmed to fear losses more than it values gains. This bug makes you cling to the familiar, even if it's a sinking ship. You're not carefully weighing outcomes, you're reacting to shadows. The illusion of safety is a masterstroke of this cognitive bias. It promises a risk-free zone, but it's really a comfort cage. You avoid risks, but not intelligently. You do it emotionally, instinctively. The glitch is in the wiring, not the willpower. Safety mode is just a loop of fear responses over rational choices. The program you're running isn't about discipline, it's about dodging discomfort. The hidden risk is that you never leave the starting line. Enter mental accounting, another bug in your financial software. You think it helps you manage resources efficiently? Reality check. It's a mind game where you mentally earmark money, often irrationally. It makes you feel in control, but it's a mirage of precision. This glitch traps you in compartments, blinding you to the bigger picture. You treat money like it's in separate buckets, each with its own rules. But money doesn't care about your imaginary categories. This safety strategy? It's just a mental maze. It tricks you into making choices based on arbitrary labels, not actual value. You're not budgeting, you're building walls. The irony? In trying to protect your resources, you limit their potential. Mental accounting is a safety net woven from the threads of illusion. It keeps you tangled, not secure. You're not optimizing, you're compartmentalizing. Let's talk about sunk cost, the bug that refuses to let go. It's the reason you double down on bad investments. In your quest for safety, you cling to what's familiar, even when it's failing. You think you're committed, you're actually captive. This bug feeds on the fear of admitting mistakes. It's the invisible chain that binds you to past decisions. You tell yourself, "I've come this far, might as well see it through." But that's the glitch speaking, not strategy. Safety here is a mirage, a justification for inaction. Your brain is more concerned with salvaging pride than cutting losses. The sunk cost fallacy is a safety protocol for the ego, not the wallet. By refusing to course correct, you compound risk, not reduce it. Welcome to the paradox. The harder you grasp for safety, the more you invite risk. Decision fatigue, another delightful bug in your system. The more decisions you face, the worse they become. You think safety means fewer choices, but it's a double-edged sword. The illusion of safety leads you to avoid decisions until you're overwhelmed. You see it as conserving mental energy, but it's a cognitive trap. You're not streamlining, you're stockpiling decisions until they explode. Safety is a myth when your brain is running on empty. Decision fatigue is the thief of clarity. It makes the simplest choices feel insurmountable. In trying to avoid risk, you create a labyrinth of indecision. Your brain's default safety protocol is to choose inaction over engagement. You're not managing risk, you're mired in hesitation. Safety doesn't free you from decisions, it paralyzes you with them. Finally, the scarcity mindset, the master bug in your safety strategy. You believe in conserving resources, but it's a fear-based illusion. This mindset convinces you there's never enough, so you hoard instead of invest. Safety isn't about having more, it's about fearing less. The real glitch? You focus on scarcity, not abundance. Your brain's default programming is to clutch tightly to the known, fearing the unknown. Scarcity mindset is a loop that keeps you in survival mode. You think it's smart strategy, but it's a hindrance. Safety can't coexist with a scarcity mentality. The risk you try to avoid becomes the life you settle for. By fearing scarcity, you create it. The irony? The more you grasp for safety, the more you limit your potential. Your brain is wired to survive, but it's time to rewire it to thrive. Let's tally the cost of this safety illusion, a lifetime spent in financial inertia. It's a slow burn, a gradual erosion of potential. Picture this. Every safe decision you make is a door closed on an opportunity. You think safety saves you, but it silently drains your future. It's a paradox where your fortress becomes a prison. The cost isn't just financial, it's psychological. It breeds a mindset where growth is sacrificed for comfort. The real expense? The loss of innovation, the stagnation of creativity. Safety keeps you tethered, while the rest of the world moves on. It's a comfort blanket that slowly suffocates ambition. Your brain, preoccupied with avoiding loss, fails to recognize the biggest loss of all, the loss of opportunity. The irony is palpable. In guarding against risk, you forfeit progress. Safety isn't safe, it's costly. Now, the flip side, your brain's wiring isn't a limitation, it's an asset waiting to be unleashed. That same wiring that clings to safety can be redirected towards strategic exploration. Think of it as a high-tier evolutionary tool. It's not about erasing fear but about reallocating it. The brain's capacity for pattern recognition can be harnessed to identify not just threats, but opportunities. Your cognitive biases can be transformed into a compass for innovation. This isn't about reckless abandon, it's about informed curiosity. The mental accounting that compartmentalized your resources? It can categorize potentialities. The sunk cost fallacy that held you back can be the foundation for strategic evaluation. Your brain is a complex machine designed for adaptability. You're not shackled to safety, you're equipped for discovery. In redirecting the wiring, you turn glitches into gears for growth. The evolutionary tool of fear, when redirected, becomes foresight. It shifts from a reflexive response to a strategic asset. Instead of fleeing from risk, your brain can be trained to evaluate it. This is the real power of adaptation. The safety protocol becomes a dynamic strategy for assessing potential. Fear ceases to be an obstacle and becomes a guide. It's about recalibrating your brain's default settings from avoidance to exploration. The cognitive biases that once trapped you in a loop become your allies in decision-making. By understanding risk, you can engage with it intelligently. The scarcity mindset is no longer a limiter but a motivator. You're equipped to leverage resources, not hoard them. Safety isn't the absence of risk, it's the mastery of it. Your brain is the architect, not the prisoner, of your financial destiny. Let's reimagine safety, not as a fortress, but as a launch pad. Your cognitive wiring can be the engine of growth if you refuel it with intent. The mental maps you drew to avoid danger can chart paths to opportunity. It's about shifting from a defensive stance to an offensive strategy. Safety isn't a destination, it's a state of readiness. The irony? What you thought was a barricade is actually a catapult. Your brain is not a victim of its wiring but a commander of its potential. The comfort zone you cherished as a haven is a stepping stone. By pivoting your mindset, you transform safety from a static position to a dynamic strategy. The brain's natural inclination for routine can be the foundation for innovation. You're not escaping risk, you're embracing it with calculated curiosity. Welcome to the reframe, where safety fuels, not confines. The flip is complete. Safety isn't a retreat but a strategic advance. Your brain, once a prisoner of caution, is now an architect of opportunity. You're not eliminating risk, you're mastering it. The cost of safety becomes the engine of growth. It's not about being reckless, it's about being resourceful. The mental wiring that kept you tethered now propels you forward. The cognitive biases, once a hindrance, become your guides. You've transformed the illusion into insight, the fear into foresight. The verdict? Safety isn't your sanctuary, it's your launch code. The paradox resolved. The riskiest strategy is the refusal to evolve. Your brain is the ultimate tool, not the ultimate barrier. Embrace the reframe, and watch as the world of opportunity unfolds. The irony? Safety is the new frontier of strategic exploration. Now let's drill down to the protocol shift. The actionable move is simple yet profound. Redefine your relationship with risk. Instead of avoiding it, aim to understand it. Allocate a small portion of your resources to exploratory ventures. This isn't about gambling, it's about strategic probing. Your safety strategy needs an upgrade. Shift from a scarcity mindset to a mindset of calculated abundance. Start small. Allocate, say, 5% of your financial resources to calculated risks. This isn't playing fast and loose. It's about creating a buffer zone for exploration. You're not diving into chaos. You're dipping a toe into opportunity. This is the pivot. Safety isn't about the absence of risk but the intelligent engagement with it. By doing this, you train your brain to see risk as an ally, not an enemy. Your financial strategy becomes a living, breathing entity, not a stagnant relic. Engage with your decisions actively. The protocol is to replace avoidance with exploration. Start asking the right questions. What could go right? What's the upside? It's about flipping the narrative from fear to potential. This shift is subtle but powerful. It's not about ignoring risks but reframing them. Train your brain to view each decision as a step towards discovery. The mental energy once spent on dodging discomfort now fuels curiosity. Your safety net becomes a trampoline, bouncing you toward new horizons. This approach doesn't remove fear but transforms it into foresight. You're not eliminating your cognitive biases, you're leveraging them. The protocol overhauls your mental script from, "What if I fail?" to, "What if I succeed?" Your brain becomes a toolkit for growth, not a barricade against it. Safety, now redefined, becomes the playground for strategic thinking. Now, consider decision-making as an art form. The protocol shift here is about mindful choices. Decision fatigue? Meet its antidote, prioritization. Streamline your decision-making process. Focus on quality, not quantity. Allocate your cognitive resources wisely. This protocol is not about reducing decisions but refining them. You're not just picking options, you're curating them. Safety no longer means indecision, it means informed selectivity. Your brain isn't meant to juggle everything, it's designed to focus. By prioritizing, you cut through the noise. Decision fatigue is transformed into decision clarity. The safety strategy now involves calculated immersion in choice, not avoidance. Your brain switches from survival mode to strategic mode. You're not overwhelmed by possibilities, you're empowered by them. Safety, reimagined, is the art of decisive engagement. Let's talk about mental accounting. The protocol shift here is one of integration. Instead of compartmentalizing your resources, think holistically. Recognize money as a fluid resource. The goal is to see the bigger picture, not just fragmented parts. Convert your mental buckets into a unified portfolio. This isn't about abandoning caution but about integrating it into a broader strategy. You're not just managing money, you're orchestrating it. Safety here means understanding the interplay between your resources. It's about seeing connections, not separations. Your financial strategy should be a symphony, not a solo. By integrating, you transform mental accounting from a limiting factor to a strategic tool. The protocol directs your brain to harmonize, not isolate. Safety becomes a dynamic balance, not a static stance. Your financial decision-making evolves into a comprehensive strategy, not a piecemeal approach. Finally, let's address the sunk cost fallacy. The protocol shift is about agile adaptation. Learn to cut your losses and pivot. The key is to focus on future value, not past investments. Safety isn't about holding on, it's about knowing when to let go. Your brain's default protocol is to cling, the new protocol is to release. This isn't about recklessness, it's about strategic flexibility. By adapting, you turn the past from a chain into a stepping stone. Your safety strategy becomes one of fluidity. You're not abandoning your investments, you're optimizing them. The protocol teaches your brain to look forward, not backward. Safety, in this context, is the ability to evolve, not stagnate. Your financial journey becomes a path of continuous recalibration. The sunk cost fallacy is transformed from a trap into a launch pad. You're not stuck, you're strategically mobile. You've redefined the narrative. Safety is no longer a retreat but a strategic framework. Your brain is now a command center of calculated risk, not a fortress of fear. The protocol shift has transformed your relationship with risk. You're not avoiding it, you're leveraging it. The journey from safety illusion to strategic action is complete. What was once a comfort zone has become a launch pad for innovation. This isn't just a mindset shift, it's a procedural overhaul. Your financial strategy is now a dynamic construct, built on informed engagement. You've learned to harness your cognitive biases as tools, not traps. The irony? Safety, once seen as the absence of risk, is now your strategy for engaging with it. The final nail in the coffin of complacency is the realization that security thrives in adaptability. Welcome to the new frontier, where safety means progress, not paralysis. The verdict is clear: the riskiest strategy is not engaging with risk at all. You've dismantled the illusion of safety, revealing its true nature as a dynamic tool. This isn't about throwing caution to the wind, it's about wielding it with precision. Your brain, once averse to change, is now a strategic ally. The protocol shift from avoidance to engagement has equipped you for growth. You're not just surviving in a world of uncertainty, you're thriving. Safety, reimagined, becomes the foundation for continuous development. The mental scripts that once confined you now propel you. You've turned the cerebral glitches into gears for innovation. The safety strategy is dead. Long live the strategy of informed exploration. The irony? True safety is found in the courage to step into the unknown. Your financial evolution is no longer a dream, it's a deliberate journey. Let's cement this evolution with one final protocol: embrace iterative learning. Your financial strategy should be as adaptive as the market itself. This is not about rigid plans but about fluid dynamics. Safety is not a static goal, it's an evolving process. The power of iterative learning lies in its simplicity: learn, adapt, and iterate. Your brain is wired for pattern recognition. Use it to identify emerging opportunities. The protocol shift encourages you to view failure not as a setback but as a stepping stone. Safety is now synonymous with adaptability. Each decision is a data point, each outcome a lesson. Your financial journey becomes a series of calculated iterations. The irony? The greatest risk is not in failing but in failing to learn. Your strategy isn't just about playing it safe, it's about playing it smart. You're not just reacting to change, you're anticipating it. As you stand on the edge of this redefined landscape, remember, safety is a dynamic equilibrium. This isn't about finding a comfort zone but about maintaining strategic balance. Your financial strategy is now an agile framework, ready to adapt and evolve. The protocol shift has equipped you with the tools to navigate uncertainty with confidence. Safety is not the absence of risk but the mastery of it. You've transformed caution into curiosity, fear into foresight. Each step you take is guided by informed engagement, not blind caution. The irony? True security lies in the ability to pivot, not in the refusal to move. The journey from safety illusion to strategic mastery is a testament to the strength of adaptability. You're not just surviving the financial landscape, you're shaping it. Welcome to the new era of financial strategy, where safety fuels innovation and growth. So here's the mic drop: safety isn't a sanctuary, it's a strategy. You've unlearned the illusion and embraced the unknown. The irony is sharp: in seeking safety, you've found strength. You're not bound by caution, you're liberated by curiosity. Your financial journey is no longer a path of least resistance, but a trail of calculated exploration. The ultimate protocol shift? Redefining safety as the pursuit of informed engagement. The cold, hard truth? Avoiding risk is the riskiest move of all. Your brain, once a fortress, is now a launch pad for growth. The revelation is clear: safety isn't about staying put, it's about moving forward. The black screen awaits. But your journey doesn't end here. It's just beginning. Let's revisit the illusion of safety one last time. It's the comfort zone we've been taught to cherish. But here's the kicker: it's a zone, not a destination. Your brain has been pre-wired to seek stability, to cling to the familiar. Yet, in this pursuit, you've mistaken stagnation for security. The irony? The more you chase safety, the more elusive it becomes. Safety is a mirage, a fleeting image of what you think you need. You perceive it as a fortress, but it's more of a sandcastle against the tides of change. Your quest for safety has been a quest for control in an uncontrollable world. The truth hits hard: safety doesn't eliminate risk, it manufactures it. The brain's default mode of comfort is the bug in your financial matrix. The real safety protocol isn't about avoiding risk, but about managing it with finesse. Now, let's talk about the real power of reallocation. Your brain's wiring can be your greatest asset if directed wisely. The protocol shift is simple: reallocate mental resources from avoidance to strategic engagement. Think of it as a mental budget that prioritizes growth over fear. By reallocating, you're not ignoring risks but engaging with them intelligently. This isn't about spreading yourself thin, it's about focusing your cognitive energies where they matter. Safety is no longer a passive state but an active strategy. Reallocation transforms your brain from a risk-averse entity to a risk-savvy strategist. The key is in the balance, knowing when to hold steady and when to pivot. Your financial strategy isn't just a static plan, it's a living framework adaptable to change. The irony? Your brain's natural inclination for safety is the very tool that can propel you forward. Let's redefine failure. The protocol shift here is about embracing it as a data point, not a dead end. Failure isn't the enemy, it's a feedback mechanism. Your brain has been conditioned to fear failure, to see it as a threat to your safety. But here's the twist: failure offers insights that success often conceals. The real danger lies in not learning from it. By reframing failure as a step in the learning process, you harness its potential. Safety is now about the resilience to iterate, not the illusion of infallibility. The brain's wiring for survival can be redirected to thrive in adversity. The protocol teaches you to view failure as an opportunity to refine your strategy. The irony? In fearing failure, you miss its transformative power. Your financial journey, now informed by failure's lessons, is a path of continual refinement. Let's address the role of curiosity in your financial evolution. The protocol shift is about cultivating a mindset of informed curiosity. Curiosity isn't just a trait, it's a strategy. It transforms your financial landscape from a static map to an exploratory journey. Safety isn't about avoiding questions but about asking the right ones. Your brain is naturally curious, wired to seek out new information. Use this to your advantage. The protocol encourages you to explore possibilities, not just probabilities. By fostering curiosity, you open doors to innovation and growth. The real safety is in the pursuit of knowledge, not in its avoidance. The irony? The more you know, the safer you become. Your financial strategy evolves from a rigid plan to a flexible exploration. The brain's curiosity is the catalyst for your financial metamorphosis. Here's the final note: safety isn't a destination, it's a journey. In redefining safety, you've transformed it from a static state to a dynamic pursuit. Your brain, once a defender of the status quo, is now a pioneer of potential. The protocol shift is complete. You've turned safety from a barrier into a bridge. By embracing risk, you've discovered true security. The irony? The journey towards safety is fraught with risk, but that's where growth thrives. Your financial strategy, now a living entity, adapts and evolves with you. The mic drop? Safety isn't about staying put, it's about moving forward with purpose. You're not just navigating the financial landscape, you're shaping it. The journey doesn't end here. It begins anew with every risk you embrace and every opportunity you seize. Let's delve into the illusion of control. Your brain craves it, mistakenly equating control with safety. But here's the paradox. The more you try to control every variable, the more you entangle yourself in the web of rigidity. Control is a comforting lie, a mirage of predictability in an unpredictable world. The real glitch? By clinging to control, you limit your capacity to adapt. Your brain's wiring for control becomes a chain, not a lifeline. Safety isn't about controlling every outcome, it's about adapting to them. By surrendering the need for control, you unlock flexibility. This is the pivot, from the rigidity of control to the fluidity of adaptability. The irony? True mastery lies in the ability to let go. In relinquishing control, you gain the freedom to navigate uncertainty with confidence. Your financial strategy becomes a dance, not a march. Let's explore the concept of resilience. The protocol shift here is about fostering resilience as a core component of your strategy. Safety isn't about avoiding knocks, it's about bouncing back from them. Resilience transforms adversity into opportunity. Your brain is wired for survival, but resilience rewires it for thrival. It's not about being unbreakable, it's about being unshakable. The protocol encourages you to build resilience by facing challenges head-on. Each setback becomes a stepping stone, each failure a learning curve. Resilience is the art of thriving amidst chaos. The irony? The more resilient you become, the less you fear risk. Your financial strategy evolves from a fragile construct to a robust framework. Resilience empowers you to pursue opportunities without the paralyzing fear of failure. Safety, redefined, is the strength to withstand and the wisdom to learn. Let's confront the myth of perfection. The protocol shift here is about embracing imperfection as part of the process. Perfection is a myth, a barrier that stifles innovation. Your brain's pursuit of perfection creates an unattainable standard. This is the glitch. Perfectionism paralyzes potential. The protocol encourages you to find beauty in the imperfect, to see opportunities in the flaws. Safety isn't about achieving perfection, it's about continuous improvement. The irony? The quest for perfection often leads to inaction, while embracing imperfection fuels progress. Your brain, once a perfectionist, becomes a pragmatist. The protocol shift frees you to experiment, to iterate without fear of failure. Your financial strategy becomes a journey of evolution, not a pursuit of an illusory ideal. Safety, now redefined, is the courage to act, not the fear of imperfection. Let's discuss the power of strategic risk-taking. The protocol shift is about calculated risk as a cornerstone of your strategy. Safety isn't about avoiding risk, it's about engaging with it wisely. Your brain is capable of weighing probabilities and potential outcomes. Leverage this capability to transform risk from a foe to a friend. The protocol encourages you to take strategic risks, to step beyond the comfort zone. Each risk becomes a calculated move towards greater opportunity. The irony? By taking risks, you increase your chances of achieving true safety. Your financial strategy evolves from risk avoidance to risk management. Strategic risk-taking becomes your ally, guiding you through the uncertainty. Safety, redefined, is not the absence of risk but the presence of strategic foresight. Your brain, once risk-averse, becomes a risk-savvy strategist. Let's wrap up with the ultimate protocol shift: redefine success. Success isn't a static goal, it's a dynamic journey. Your brain's wiring for achievement often equates success with endpoints. But here's the twist: success is about the pursuit, the process. The protocol encourages you to see success as a series of milestones, not a final destination. Safety isn't about reaching a point, it's about progressing with purpose. The irony? In redefining success, you find fulfillment not in the end, but in the journey itself. Your financial strategy becomes a roadmap, not a checklist. Success is the continuous pursuit of growth, the embrace of evolution. Safety, redefined, is the alignment of intention with action. Your brain, once focused on outcomes, becomes attuned to the nuances of the journey. The ultimate irony? The safest path to success is embracing its inherent risks.